It might be good to go over the pole transformer to try to elucidate how is it an example of the Hutchison effect. Because it's the one among those series of examples I gave in a prior video that is the only one that's well known, while the others, the EV Gray motor, the Tesla trimetal generator, the Nathan Stubblefield earth battery, and another one I had overlooked, Dr. Judy Wood's analysis of the 9/11 fiasco. She invoked the Hutchison effect as the methodology by which the towers were taken down, the Twin Towers and Tower number 7. Not who, just how. So among all those situations, they're not generally known very well anyway. But the pole transformer is right there in front of us, and I'm going to have to add a link to the video that was shared with me on YouTube, in which they actually show you at the plant how it's manufactured. Well, I need to go into that a little bit more so that it's a little more obvious what's going on. We've got the transformer itself, which are 2 coils of wire, and we've got a laminate iron core. But then we have, when they wrap the wire, they create a laminate structure made out of aluminum, of all things, upon which is wound the copper winding of both the primary and secondary. And the secondary is on top of the primary. And I can't remember how many they put in there around the iron core. Let's just say it's just one. We have the aluminum case, the chassis. That's one plate of an electrostatic capacitance. But then the aluminum laminates upon which is wound the copper winding, that's the other plate. And that inner aluminum laminate, they actually have straps that come out from the laminate that they fold. They show you early on in the video, and those are going to be connected to something. They don't tell you what. So that it's not a floating plate. And it's quite likely that the chassis is not a floating plate either. So we can have capacitance set up because they're not floating plates. I mean, they're not floating plates. They're not detached from any part of the circuitry. And then we got the mineral oil between that. Now, for the radio interference, it's not so obvious, so let's go over that. Even if it were not an merely an isolation transformer, if it was a stepped up or stepped down transformer, the 60 cycles is going to be the same on both the primary and the secondary. So where's the radio interference if we're dealing with just one frequency? The radio interference may be the harmonics interacting with each other and the primary frequency. In a harmonic fashion, but still, it's frequencies that are not the same. They're different. Even if they are different in a harmonic fashion, that's still a difference, and that still constitutes radio interference of a type. It may not be much of a type. It may not seem like much, but then we're not looking at something that's designed or engineered to be maximum over unity. Far be it, you know. We're lucky if it has any over unity. Not lucky for us though, because we're still getting charged. Lucky for the power company, they cut cost. Right, it's in their best interest. It'll cut cost. They don't have to tell us. But there's going to be radio interference, at the very least from beat frequencies involving the harmonics. And so we have radio interference, and then we have electrostatic charge between the aluminum laminate that the coil is wound on and the aluminum chassis and the mineral oil in between, creating the dielectric. So we have all the elements of the Hutchison effect in one example that's right in front of our face. That's so simple to understand the potential for the Hutchison effect, whether or not it's actually there. Whether or not what I'm speculating is true. I'll let you guess, because your guesses will probably be better than mine, especially if you're, more adept, more skilled in the art of electrical engineering than I am. Maybe. Maybe it's easier for me because I'm not so skilled in the art, so I can be a more free thinker and not trust in authority figures. Be that as it may, I needed to go over this because it's the one example we have to compare our notes with that we actually know anything about. The other 4 examples, what do we know? You know, what do we know? So we got to start somewhere, and so we start from square one. What do we actually know? And then proceed from there. And that was the point. And that's the point of this video.